everybody. Today we are going to have some fun and learn about the Elephant Festival of India. This is an opportunity to do a project using some Dingbat fonts and have a wonderful experience. So let's start by asking what exactly is the Elephant Festival? The Elephant Festival is celebrated every year in India in the city of Jaipur. It is held around the March time frame when the Holi festival moves around. In this festival, every elephant owner tries to decorate his or her elephant in creative ways, and then all these elephants come to the mela, and everybody has a great time trying to see whose elephant is the best decorated. Now, clearly, we do not have elephants that we can decorate, but we will try to do something similar using computer elephants and Dingbat fonts. So, what exactly is a Dingbat font, you ask? It is a font where if you use this font and you type letters on the keyboard A, B, C, D, for example, you don't get the letters A, B, C, D, but instead you may get four different pictures. As an example, this is a Dingbat font by the name of Bloomdings. If you install it and use it and you type letters, you may get pictures that look like this. So you can see these little pictures in the bottom here. Each one of them corresponds to a different letter. So it's actually very interesting and we can do some cool stuff with it. Now, what will be the output of this project? You might say, can you show me an example of what we will create? Well, here's one example. So this is an example of a picture of an elephant and it's been decorated using a dingbat font called hibiscus. It looks pretty cool. Here are a couple of more examples. So this was an elephant picture, picture of a head of an elephant using a Lord Ganesha font. I think it's called Ganpati font. And the one on the left here uses a font called the Freaky Face. Yes, there is a font by that name. And you can do these in maybe a couple of minutes. Now, one thing to notice is that the head of the elephant is the focal point for a lot of the decoration. So when you pick the picture, don't be afraid to pick one which just has the head of the elephant. You can pick one with the whole body as well, but it comes out just as good. So try whatever you feel you like. All right. Now, how exactly do you do this project? There's three or four key steps. The first part is you select your elephant. And by that I mean you don't go hunting for one. I will be sending you an email folder with many different photos, and you got to pick the photo of an elephant that you like. Then you got to think of a theme to decorate your elephant. Once you have a theme in mind, you can then select the best dingbat font. For example, you may say, I want to decorate my elephant with pictures of fish. Then maybe you need to pick a dingbat font which has many pictures of fish. I will be sending you an email folder with 50 or 60 different interesting dingbat fonts. Maybe you get to pick one from among them. And then lastly, you need to identify which letters correspond to pictures of the theme that you are going to use. Which one of them do you like? For example, you might say the I like this dingbat font. When I push letter A, I get an interesting picture. Letter G is interesting, letter T is interesting, and the number 5 is interesting. So basically, you need to pick 5 or 6 or 10 different letters that you think will be good for your artwork. And the way you do that is you look at the character map of the font. A character map is a little table that says you push letter A, you get this picture. You push letter B, you get this picture. So if you just look through it, you get a very good idea. And don't worry, I'll be sending you a file with the character maps of all the dingbat fonts that I email you. So it takes a couple of minutes for you to figure that out. So once you have a picture of an elephant, you have picked the dingbat font and you like the certain characters, then we go to our website www.wordart.com and we use some new capabilities to create our artwork. You do that, and once you have it, you download it, you save it, and then you email it to me. It's that simple. All right, let's get on with it. So first thing was to select your elephant. So I'll be sending you many different pictures of elephants. And once you have that folder, what you do is you open that folder and you will find within that many different pictures of elephants. And you can scroll through all of them and pick the one that you like. So there are some pictures of elephant heads, some looking to the left, some looking to the right, some with some words, I love India, and various things. So open them up and pick the ones that you like. So for this particular exercise, I may actually pick this one. Now, this is how it kind of looks like. So I'm going to copy this over and just put it on my desktop so that I can access it more easily. So I've done that. All right. Now let's pick the theme of our decoration. So I'll be sending you this sheet here, which is a list of all the Dingbat fonts that I could find that are interesting. There are many more, but these are about 50 or 60 that are most interesting. So when you look through this list, there is a Dingbat font that I'll send you which says Abstract Alien Font. It's on page 11. It has pictures of aliens on there. Somebody who likes birds may like the birds cut font. Who likes butterflies may like this font. There's stuff for cave paintings, chess, creatures, diamonds, dinosaur, dragons, fireworks, flowers, fruits, jewelry, graffiti, human faces, ladybugs, monster cartoons, mythological creatures, aeroplanes, plants, robots, decorative shapes, flower like stuff, paisley, stars, even video games. So it depends on your theme. So if you like a particular theme, you know which font to go for. For example, in my case, I like a flower font. So I'm going to pick this flower font called Hibiscus. It's on page 15. So I go to page 15 and I should find this hibiscus font. So basically, this is a picture of how the hibiscus font looks like, and you can see um, the character map for it. So the character map is this table where if I push the letter A, I think you can see this here, I'll get this picture. B means this, C means this, so on and so forth. Sometimes you'll have many more, but here you have at least 50, 60 pictures that you can get. Now you look around and you say, yeah, I like maybe this picture, I maybe like this picture, maybe this one, this one, this one. So I'm going to write down on a piece of paper here. I think the letter A, E, I looks good. J, Z also looks pretty good. And the little letter A is also good. Maybe the small letter X. So, okay, so I've noted 5 or 6 letters that I like. All right, so now we are ready to move on to the next step. Now, just for convenience sake, I go in here and I say, all right, where is that font that I liked, hibiscus? So if I go to the font, so I'll be sending you a folder which has all these fonts in there. So I want you to kind of see that there is a font by the name of hibiscus here, and I'll be taking that and copying it over to a place where I can find it very easily. So, all right, hibiscus font. So I take the hibiscus font and I'm going to copy it to my desktop. So let's see if I can do that again. So I copy this over and just copy it over onto my desktop. All right, so I have the picture and I have the font, and now I'm ready to go. So I come over to www.wordart.com and I say I want to create a new art. All that is great. I create a new one, and the first thing I do is I go in and I copy over that elephant picture that I like. So I go to add image, open an image from your computer, and I saved it on my desktop. Here is that picture. So I load that. I reduce the edge to around 1% or so, and I say okay, I have that. Alright, so now I have that picture. The second interesting thing that you would do is in the fonts category, when you come here, you say add a font. And here again, I'm going to add the hibiscus font here. Alright, so now that you have the font in here, you say, hey, this is the font I like to use, so select that font. Okay, now you have the right font, you have the right shape. Now the question is, which words do you like to use for your art? Words are entered in here, and then of course it will visualize here. So you go in here, and like we've learned in the past, the first letter should always be a blank. That's always a good thing because otherwise it creates a giant word in the middle. Now you type in individual letters that you have written down. Don't write words, just write letter. So I'm going to write the letter A that I liked, then I like the letter E. I also liked I, J, uh, Z, the little letter Q, U, and X. So one letter each. And now we visualize. All right. Now this is the first step. So you can see it has done what you like it to do. Now you will go in there and do more things. Like for example, the layout. How many, what kind of orientation you like. But these typically for these dingbat fonts, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes you may find that if you choose some of these things, it looks a little funny. If a font is best looked top to bottom, then just pick horizontal. But you can try various things like that. Style is where you got to pay attention. You must reduce this color efficiency emphasis to 0. You must change the background color and make it a little darker. So, and I think something like 70-80% is recommended, something like that. And the colors with which you do this thing are also important. So you go to custom colors and you change them. So basically you double click on this and you add a few more random colors. you know you do random, and dark ones should be skipped. So I got rid of that, I got rid of that. I added one or two more. I think this is not so good, this is not so good. Maybe I'll pick a little white color here and add that, and maybe a red color and add that, and then I close it. Alright, and if I don't like how it looks, I I click on this visualize, and it moves things around a little bit, and you can kind of see how things move around a little bit, and you do that until you like something that you are. Now it turns out that in this case, the colors look pretty good, so I might say, yeah, I stop here. And once you like what you have, you go and you download your file in standard JPEG, and you have it here. You can open that, you can see how it looks like, then you can save it on your computer, and you are done. So there, my dear friends, is how you decorate your elephant and have a fun time using Dingbat fonts to make a wonderful creation. Hope you like it. Thank you. Bye bye.